All right, so we were talking about the idea of, staying in your range, right?
Yeah.
So, and I love the idea of the sticks. And wait, before we continue, welcome back, guys, to another edition of Nain Shorts. Sorry for the few weeks that we were gone, scheduling issues, or just
Holidays.
yeah, that too. But happy holidays to all the people and whatever happened. But we're back to training. This is Chloe. Say hi, Chloe.
Hi, Chloe.
Hi.
Hi guys.
How's it going? She's one of our students. She very active in school, so she's always busy. But when she can, she gets to class. Even on days when we don't have a lot of people, she's like, "Hey, are you guys coming in? I want to do a few extra classes." So she's very diligent in her studies. An awesome student, and thank you very much for helping me out with today's demonstration. But we were talking about the idea of ranging, putting yourself in the best position while maintaining your opponent out of their best position.
Yeah.
And what are the things we really have to understand, which you can consider more an advanced idea.
Yeah.
But there's a build-up. It's not just oh, here's the idea and all of a sudden you can do it. No, you still have to do certain things, and that's what I want to talk to you about right now.
Mm-hmm.
Understanding, okay, where is my range versus where's your range? Like, where are you effective? Where am I going to be effective? And do we really take the time to consider both sides of the fight? But again, we can't just jump into that. So where is this developed? So here's your step. And we understand at first when we're doing 1 in 11, what we're doing, where we're trying to hit. I'm trying to hit her face. What are you trying to do?
Face.
So if you swung a 1, you would be hitting me there. Now, is that where your best range is? No, where's your best range? Ah, there you go. So now if we play 1 in 11, whose range are we playing? Yours or mine?
Mine.
Right? Because there is a significant difference in our sizes, but it goes beyond that, because what if you move? Now whose range are you playing in?
Yours.
Uh-huh. So did you move to make something better for yourself, or did you move to give me an advantage?
You an advantage.
Right? And you never want that in a fight, folks. All right, so, but again, the natural movements, they're necessary because that's just how you move, and it becomes essential later on. But you still have to have a base, you develop. So we all do footwork. You remember your footwork, right?
Yeah.
Show me your footwork. There you go. Just basic triangle, forward triangle, reverse triangle, but we do it in an asterisk. And the way we start developing this is with
These things.
one of these. I know, it's just a simple pad, and we really just came across it at the gym, and somebody, I'm not going to say who, had an idea to start using this for that very reason. So what do? Bam! You cannot leave that spot.
Mm-hmm.
So one of your feet has to constantly be there at all times. And at the beginning, we start off with just one foot. In other words, right now, that foot is your right foot, right? You can only move your right foot forward or back. No, that's your. Do you know your right and your left?
No.
Damn. And I just finished telling the people that you're just this great student.
No,
know.
but this is my right and then this is my left, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, there you go.
All right. Ignore that, folks. We're good. All right, so you can only move your right foot. So you can only step forward, step back, and I'm going to come at you 1 in 11, and I can move freely.
Okay.
But you cannot remove your foot from that spot.
Left
Ready?
foot.
Why don't you move forward? There you go. Now, what did you just realize?
Then I can step sideways.
Well, it's not a matter of stepping sideways. You're still stepping back.
Yeah.
But depending on the triangle and the range that you're doing. But at one point you were like you stepped forward and you were stepping back and then you stopped. Why'd you stop?
I didn't feel like I needed to step forward or backwards.
Awesome, right? So that's one of the first steps, is understanding, do I actually even need to move? Do I have to go anywhere when somebody's coming at me? No, you didn't. Now switch feet. There you go. Cool. You noticed it, right?
Yeah.
So again, doing an exercise for the sake of the exercise, great at the beginning, but at one point where do we take it? And Chloe's realizing, and you can rewind this if you'd like, that she didn't have to move. Sure, you can get into the rhythm of going back and forth, so you can learn your footwork, you can learn whatever it is, the reason you're doing that exercise for, but eventually it has to come out of that. It can no longer be just an exercise. And what this version of the exercise has done is given them the free range to understand, oh, I don't have to move. If my opponent is coming at me, why do I have to move other than to get out of the range or stand my ground?
Yeah.
And because they can't remove their foot from the pad, they have to stand their ground, which in a fight, oftentimes that's the best place to start because, well, you can't avoid the fight at this point, right?
Yeah.
So now the exercise progresses. Move whatever foot you want, but one foot has to stay on the pad at all times.
Okay.
Okay? So use any which direction.
Wait, I can switch it?
You can switch, yeah.
Okay.
But one foot has to stay on that pad at all times.
Like a specific foot or just one foot?
Whatever one you want.
Okay.
If it's the right, if it's the left, doesn't matter, but one foot has to be there at all times. Okay? Ready? Stay in range though. Ah, see? Now it becomes a bit more difficult, right?
Yeah.
Now you have to make a choice. So what is it that you're focusing on? Are you focusing on keeping the foot there? Or are you paying attention to what your opponent is doing?
Focusing to what you're doing.
Okay. Well, that's what you should be doing, but is that what you were doing?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know, because the focus is on the feet, right? Because you want to make sure that you're doing the exercise properly. But again, what are we looking at? What are we trying to learn beyond just the simple movements? You know how to do your footwork.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, and you're really focused on what's going on. So, what did it feel like when we just did that round?
It felt like I was focusing on my feet
Uh-huh.
instead of the distance of we were both in.
Right, because we started off the conversation with range. Like, where are you putting yourself versus what your opponent is trying to do?
Yeah.
Okay? All right, and you know your footwork. It's simple. It's just one step. There, you know your footwork. You know your clock system. That's what we use for our feet too. 111, 5-7.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah.
Too much information, your feet just kind of go a little dumb. So just focus on that. You know you're 1 and 11, so do you really have to think too much about it? No. Just pay attention to where I'm moving and whether or not you even need to move. And then we'll go from there. Okay? Ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, you need. There we go. Ooh, I like that. I wish you could see the look on her face when she realized she moved her foot off the pad. She was like, "Argh." But that was awesome. That was great. Like, you stayed to the exercise, but at one point it felt like, okay, I need to move this foot to find your comfort. And that's okay, because ultimately that's what we're moving off to. Because the pad is just there to create an idea of stability.
Yeah.
Where you have to be, or standing your ground, making sure that your movements, they don't need a lot for you to get out of somebody's range or to stay in your own range. And ultimately that's what we're trying to do. If we remove the pad, now you're free to move as much as you want or as little as you want. Okay, ready? Good. Now that you understand your footwork and when to use it, now I want you to focus on something even beyond that, which what we were talking about earlier. What's your effective range and what's my effective range? And do your movements show that? Okay? Okay, that's kind of scary, dude. Now, how did that feel?
Good.
Good how?
Because I was in my range.
Good, right? You felt like you were effective where you could cause the most damage. Because, I don't know if you can tell folks, but there's...
Okay, whatever.
I'm just saying. And then, I know I'm not trying to make fun of you at all.
I know.
But these are things that you have to consider because of your size. Like, it's not a negative thing, it's just reality.
Yeah.
My range is different than yours because
Yeah.
of our size difference.
Yeah.
So you have to consider that if you're trying to take something that you're doing in a class as an exercise, as training, as a martial art, and actually use it in the real world, these are things you have to consider.
Mm-hmm.
Even the girls in your school, are they all your size?
No.
And not all of them like you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just had that conversation earlier too. We're not saying names at all. But the point is, if you ever find yourself in a physical altercation with somebody, they might be bigger than you.
Mm-hmm.
The likelihood of them being smaller than you, unless you're fighting one of your cousins, but I doubt that's gonna happen.
Better not.
Wait, I don't know, your cousins seem a little... Never mind. Anyways, so these are things you definitely have to consider. So now that you understand, you don't have to move that much in order to, one, get out of somebody's range, but also stay in your range. Now it's a matter of, can you move somewhere where you do both at the same time? So if we're doing sticks, and we're not just doing the 1 and 11, now you're trying to get into a place where you can hit me, but I can't hit you. What would that look like? Okay, take a moment. Just think about it for a little bit, and then I'm going to attack you.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right, ready? Okay, good. Now, do you feel like you're in a place where you can cause me harm, but I can't? All right, now, there are other factors that go into the idea.
Did she say yes?
Yes.
Did you say yes? Okay, thank you. You're very silent, by the way. You're like a mime. Anyways, so yeah, she felt that way. Now we can get into the nitty gritty of targeting and things like that. Those are all awesome ideas. But at this point, we're just working on placing yourself somewhere that you can do something effective. How effectively you do it, then that's additional training and other things, because yes, there's other things that to consider as well. But right now, we're just considering this. Now, is that the only place you can go to?
I don't know.
Okay, well, let's explore that. Because stepping back isn't a bad thing, but because of that spot, when you step back, are you really going anywhere?
No.
No, why? Because, look how easy I can come back with one step, right? So it doesn't necessarily mean that you can't and that you always have to step forward. It's just whatever it is you're trying to do afterwards. So, ready? Oh, there you go. Good. You blocked the stick and you blocked my hand. Awesome. Now what would be your next step? There you go. Nice. Good. Again, this was her idea, what you came up with. Now how did I feel?
Good.
Yeah? Did you feel flustered? Did you feel like you were being pressured at any point?
No.
No? Felt comfortable, right?
Yeah.
Good. Now, did you feel like you were actually able to produce any strength without having wobbly feet?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because sometimes you
No.
do these weird...
I know.
And that's one of the reasons why we're having this class, folks. It isn't just, this is the next part of the lesson. No, this is the next part of Chloe's lesson. Because again, this is about the student and what they need in order for them to be effective in what they're trying to do. These are just the tools. These are just the training ideas that we go through. So now that we understand that, drop the stick. She doesn't have a weapon now. Now I have this long range weapon and I have my free hand. How are you going to deal with that? So as I swing at your face, now was that necessarily the best thing to do?
No.
No. Keep in mind, folks, she did deflect the stick because she came behind it and was able to move it just enough to avoid actually hitting her face. Because I was swinging at her face, by the way. That wasn't anything on camera. I really did swing for your face. So good job on that. But if we consider where you put yourself, right? Here. So you were here and you were facing me like straight on. Good. Right? So again, things to consider when you place yourself. What if instead of having moved forward, you actually used a triangle forward?
Yeah.
There's your spot right there. Oh, right? And you don't have to turn right now, but again, very place. Because what does that do? The second hand, what is it? Oh, now what is free? Ah, there you go.
Yeah.
And that's why we learn all these other things. So now, putting together all the ideas that we've had in prior classes, you start using them. There you go, see? Where's your next step? There. Calm down. God damn it. This is what happens when you train kids. You always end up getting hit. But good. Now, is that the only way that you can move? Right? Oh, Jesus Christ. What if I come on this side? Okay, next. There you go. Good. So now you're learning. All right. Now, that felt awkward, right?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it involved like a lot of movements.
Okay, now think of it this way. If all my attacks are right here, this is where I'm strongest. Where do you want to be?
Out of range.
Good.
Here.
Oh, look at that. Now, do the footwork that you normally do. See how that would... There you go. See how that was that turning and then step back. Step there. Good. Now what if you turn me?
What do you mean?
Well, do parry place. There. Now where's my range?
Away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See, so now you understand where the footwork is going to take you in order for that. So if I'm here, good, because the moment I turn, you have that. See? We have both sides. What comes next? Because if I turn,
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
all right, I think that's enough for today's lesson. I just took an elbow in the throat.
I'm sorry.
But it's effective, right?
Yeah.
Now, did you have to move very far to get there?
No.
Okay? So, and this is the build-up, folks. The idea, but how do you develop the idea? Well, there are physical things you have to do, exercises that you can then work on that lead up to it. Now that you had this exercise, what do you understand better about the idea we had earlier?
That your distance and the opponent's distance matter, and you should keep in mind of it during fights.
Good. Now, and what can you do with that distance then?
You can be more effective with your movements.
There you go. And do you have to do a lot to get there?
No.
Nope. Nope, you don't. But folks, she's been with us. How long have you been training with us?
A year and a half.
Year and a half? Now, at the beginning, when we were like swinging, sticks, and you were swinging and practicing with other students, how did you feel about a stick flying in your face?
I was scared. I did not like it. I was scared.
Now, do you think back then you'd be able to do what you're doing now?
No.
Right? Why?
Because I improved a lot.
Yeah.
Very
But
much.
also that fear,
Yeah, it's gone.
right?
Yeah.
And folks, this is the development. Like, we're not saying any other way other than it takes time, and there's ways to develop different things. For us, this is the way we develop the way that we get over that fear. Why? Well, because they're padded sticks, and
We spar with these.
when? How often?
At the end of every class, most of the time.
Yeah, we do. Why? Because now the fear's gone. Case in point, now free range. We're going to free flow. All right? I'm going to come at you, and you're going to put into effect everything we were learning today. Is that okay?
Yeah.
You sound so happy about it. Oh, yeah, last time we
I
sparred.
just need to think.
Really?
Yeah, like
Okay.
how.
Well, That's a great idea, right?
Mm-hmm.
Think what you're going to do or how you're going to do it. But did you feel when it worked? We were doing like the single stick,
Mm-hmm.
and you felt it work. Yes.
Yeah.
Focus on that feeling, and
Okay.
then try to make it happen again.
Okay.
All right. Ready?
Sorry. Sorry.
Now.
Sorry. Sorry. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Don't apologize until after class.
I feel bad.
How did that feel though? Did you feel flustered at any point?
I was nervous, but you know, it was nice to know that it was effective.
Yeah, it was pretty effective. But that's pretty much the lesson, and this is pretty much how classes go every time we're in class.
Yeah, but
anyway.
with helmets. Guys.
Usually, yeah, we just didn't have time for wardrobe change. Anyways, any thoughts?
No, just come by to our class. It's very nice.
What did you learn about today? What was the lesson, or what did you get out of it?
Very little movements can be really effective with fighting, and you know it helps a lot to
Yeah.
keep in mind like what you're doing in the distance too.
Definitely, and thinking about what your opponent is doing,
Yeah,
or at least understanding what your opponent is doing.
yeah.
Okay, so this is just the lesson for Chloe today. Thank you for sharing with us today here on Nain Short.
Yep.
Thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe, all that. And till the next one. Till then, this is how we sign off. 3, 2, 1, cut.
Cut.